Welcome everybody to YouTube Wrestling Champion World Trinity Morris here. Welcome back to another video. As we're back here in a vlog, as we got another countdown list. As tonight is a very special night for the WWE. I need to grab my YouTube Wrestling. I need to grab one of my titles. There we go. We'll grab the Intercontinental. Because tonight, not only is Monday Night Raw, but it's the 25th anniversary edition of Monday Night Raw. As this will also be on the line, Roman Reigns versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title tonight. And I have been blessed to be around minus 5 years of Monday Night Raw. I've been around for 20 years of Monday Night Raw, and that is very special to me. That I've been around for over 20 years of Raw's history. And I put down a top 11 list of Monday Night Raw moments that I think was great to me. And two of them, I mean, every single one of them meant a lot to me. I've been blessed to be around a great roster of superstars such as Austin, Rock, Kane, Taker, Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, the Hardys, The Shield, Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair, Edge, Christian, Dudley's, New Day, The Rock, I already said Rock, The Click, the NWO, Hurricane, Maven, I've already said The Undertaker. Why can I not think of any names? Mark Henry, Mae Young, I can keep going, Shane McMahon, and I don't have an honorable mention list, but I will name a few that I actually thought were very wonderful. Shane McMahon's return, that was very awesome to see. I will not use any of the ones that were on Monday Night Raw or anything else. I will not use from my top 11 moments in WWE in 2017. I will not use, but I have used a lot of these, and this is actually really cool of how this actually became. And this is actually one of some of my favorite stuff. This just was some of the greatest moments that I think, and I've been a part of ever since Monday Night Raw has been around. One of them, actually two of them, are actually the only ones I've never seen actually live in person. Watching from home, because I've never actually been to a Monday Night Raw taping or Monday Night Raw live event. I've only been to SmackDown, ECW, Superstars, Main Event. I have been to 205 Live. I've been to SmackDown Live. I've been to Friday Night SmackDown. The only two shows I have never been, as I've been around since I've been around, are Monday Night Raw and NXT. And they're the only two shows I have never been around to see live in person. And hopefully Monday Night Raw comes here in Louisville, Kentucky one night, and I am definitely going to go. I know Monday Night Raw's been around Louisville, Kentucky, but I've never been able to go because of money. But we're going to continue with the moments. Number 11, the Women's Revolution. Now, this moment cannot be off of anyone's top 10 or top 11 or top 20 or top 25. The Women's Revolution altogether was a masterpiece. Whether you go back to from Mae Young and Moolah, whether you go to Cyndi Lauper, Wendy Richer, whether you go back to Alundra Blaze and Sunny and Jacqueline. I'm talking about the Women's Revolution from 2000s to now. The Women's Revolution back then involved Trish Stratus, Lita, Jacqueline, Jazz, Molly Holly, Stephanie McMahon. It involved a lot of women that were powerful, beautiful, intelligent, very talented at what they did. Trish and Lita were the biggest ones. Trish and Lita were the biggest stars to hit, and they are best friends. They used to be former rivals. The match Trish Stratus ended with was her and Lita. Trish Stratus and Lita were the biggest ones to start the revolution and continue the women's revolution in in the early days of Monday Night Raw. Because SmackDown didn't do anything really specific with the women. Monday Night Raw was the one that put the women on the map. Was to put the women's wrestling on the map, which involved Lita and Trish going one on one, and you had new girls come in like Mickie James. You had Beth Phoenix. You had Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler. You had all these women that were powerful and continued that women's revolution after Trish and Lita left. Then you had girls like Mickie James, Kelly, Maurice, Michelle McCool, Layla, Karma, all these not Oscar, crap, Jillian Hall, Melina. Like you had all of these awesome women who turned into divas, which then it was the Divas Revolution, and then you had other girls come in like AJ, Paige, the Bellas. You had Alicia Fox, Natalia. There's just plenty of women, and then you come to this era, which is Sasha Banks, Asuka, Nia Jax, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Carmella, Naomi, freaking Tamina. All of these women, doesn't matter if they're in third generation, a second generation, or they're just coming in because they are living a dream. These women have empowered Monday Night Raw and put the women's revolution on the map. Especially Charlotte, Sasha, and Trish and Lita. Charlotte and Sasha and Trish and Lita, those four women are the biggest headliners to hit the women's revolution, and then Asuka comes in for the NXT women's revolution. But Charlotte and Sasha were the biggest ones that put men matches into women's matches. The first ever Hell in a Cell, first ever Iron Man match. Now, coming up in 6 days, we have the first ever women's Royal Rumble match. And we have new girls coming in from NXT. We have Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross, Ember Moon, Shayna Baszler, and if sooner or later, Ronda Rousey. But the women's revolution was so great to watch, and I'm glad I've been able to witness girls like Lita, Trish, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Kelly, Beth Phoenix, Melina, Oksana, like all these, Caitlyn, AJ Lee, Paige, Emma, all these women have made this business into a great way to start for women ever since Mae Young and Moolah, all the way to now with with Bayley, Sasha, Asuka, Charlotte, Naomi, Natalia, all these awesome women. Now my number 10 is Edge's retirement. That I did not see coming. I mean, we were all big fans of Edge when Edge went out in a blaze of glory. I mean, he had one final match at WrestleMania 27 for the World Heavyweight Championship. He retired with the World Heavyweight Championship around his waist, and it was so sad to see Edge go. I mean, Edge has been around ever since I was a little baby. Ever since I was born, Edge has been around in WWE. And it's been awesome to see Edge grow and compete throughout all these matches with the Hardys and the Dudleys and TLC with Christian, to his matches against Christian, to his matches against Jericho, to teaming with Jericho, to having his awesome feud, one of his best feuds with John Cena, having feuds with The Big Show, having feuds with Jeff Hardy and Triple H, having feuds with Vladimir Kozlov, The Undertaker, Batista, CM Punk. All these feuds that Edge did were so awesome to see, and Edge was a 5-star competitor, no doubt about it. And Edge, I would love to see come back and wrestle again if he didn't have to retire. If he didn't have to retire, I would have loved to see him keep competing probably until maybe this WrestleMania, which he probably would have to retire after then. He's been around only a little bit less than The Undertaker. But don't get me wrong, a lot of other retirements that came through should have made this list, and I wanted to put them on the list, but this one was more impactful than the rest. We had, we had Shawn Michaels, we've had Ric Flair, we've had Daniel Bryan, but Edge's retirement, I feel like, was a little more upsetting to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time, but his retirement we already knew was coming. We already knew he was coming. Ric Flair, we already knew was coming. Daniel Bryan, it was already announced way earlier, so that wasn't really that shocking. Plus, with all his neck pain, we already knew his time was going to come sooner or later. But everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to keep fighting. But Edge's retirement, we did not see coming. Edge's retirement, we all thought Edge was coming out to say, "Oh, what an amazing match! I can't wait for Extreme Rules when I can face Alberto Del Rio or a Christian." But if Edge didn't retire, I think Christian wouldn't have gotten the biggest push of his career ever. But Edge is a good man. Edge is still around, and he's probably gonna be on the 25th edition of 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. I need a drink. Number 9 is the first Raw ever. But actually, hold on. But Edge's retirement, like I said, is one of the most shocking. He came out and he said, "Oh, I've been in a lot of pain, but the doctors told me to go take more tests, and the MRI showed I had to retire. I want to thank you all for this success in my career. I really wish I could keep doing this, and you guys, I wish I could give more to you guys, but you guys gave me all the gift in the world, and I can never stop thanking you guys." And he was stripped of the World Heavyweight title, which then started Christian's push. But Christian's push was so short-lived. But number 9 is the first Raw ever. I mean, that is got to be on almost every list. The first Raw ever was amazing. I mean, it was so well done. You had people like Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Koko Beware, Yokozuna, Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, and the funniest thing about it was Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan trying to Bobby the Brain Heenan, rest in peace, his soul, or rest in peace. I wish he was able, because the first, I'm pretty sure I got this right. The first commentators team was Gorilla Monsoon, Vince McMahon, and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Those were actually a really awesome team together. Gorilla Monsoon, I wish he was still alive so he could see how this has impacted him. Thankfully, Vince McMahon is still alive, but his dad isn't. It's so sad to see the Macho Man is not alive. I see this as well. I mean, we have a lot of wrestling legends that are passed away from Monday Night Raw, from the first Monday Night Raw that I wish was alive, like Mr. Perfect, Jimmy Snuka, Roddy Piper, Owen Hart, Yokozuna, like Macho Man. Like, I wish they were still alive. I wish Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan were still alive. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're getting the awesome commentator team of Jim Ross and Jerry King Lawler tonight, but I think it would have been also awesome to see Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon there for the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, because I feel like Gorilla Monsoon would be smiling, and I feel like Gorilla Monsoon is smiling wherever he is right now. Wherever his spirit lives on, Gorilla Monsoon is smiling right now, because tonight is the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, and he was one of the first. He was one of the ones, along with Vince McMahon, to help start Monday Night Raw. And Gorilla Monsoon, I hope he's resting in peace. And to all the fans of Gorilla Monsoon and to his family, I know you guys are smiling to see how Gorilla Monsoon has impacted Monday Night Raw along with Bobby Heenan's family. But I wish they were still alive. Thankfully, we still have Jared King Lawler and Jim Ross. They're still the greatest commentary team to ever hit Monday Night Raw, and we're gonna have a good night on Monday Night Raw. But Monday Night Raw, the first Monday Night Raw, was just about it. there would be no 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. There would be no him, her, the guy up there, that's Rey Mysterio. There'd be no Shield. There'd be no Trish. There'd be no AJ. And then up there, I know you guys can't see it, there's a little poster with my name on it. It has John Cena, Kane, Mysterio, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Mark Henry, Matt Hardy, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, Batista, and Undertaker. Without Monday Night Raw, none of those guys would exist with the WWE. But WWE was still still one of my favorite brands, along with NJPW and Ring of Honor and TNA. Number 8, Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect, the loser leaves Raw match. This match was a long match. Mr. Perfect gave it his all, so did Ric Flair. Ric Flair decided to be the dirtiest player in the game in that match. We had Bobby Heenan on commentary, and we also had him as a manager for Ric Flair because Mr. Perfect turned his back on Bobby Heenan and decided to become a good guy. Mr. Perfect won that match no matter how many hits he got hit. He got choked out, he got his hair pulled, he got crotch hit, he got brass knuckles to the face, he was busted open. But Mr. Perfect found a way to win that match. That was one of the greatest matches I've seen. I mean, don't get me wrong, 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Razor Ramon has been good. We've had some of the greatest like one of my favorite matches, and I noticed it didn't make the list, and I wanted to put it on the list, but I don't. With all these actually impacted more. My favorite match on Monday Night Raw was John Cena and The Undertaker. This is 2009 when it was Madison Square Garden, and it was also the year that Kofi Kingston actually was discovered as a great superstar. And it was before Survivor Series, and it was World Heavyweight Champion John Cena. No, it was WWE Champion John Cena. We had the World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker, versus D-Generation X and Jericho. And Jericho was going to face The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight title in the Triple Threat Survivor Series, and DX was going to face John for the WWE title at Survivor Series. And that match was just so awesome to see. Triple H, John Cena, and Jericho in one ring. You had Shawn Michaels come in. You had The Undertaker. And to see The Undertaker clean house at the end of it was awesome, and it was a great way to end the show. But Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, I feel like deserves to be on this list. Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair, that was actually a really good match. It had a lot of people on their feet, and it gave a really good match, and it also boosted up Mr. Perfect's career, along with the Nature Boys. Number 7, 2014 Ultimate Warrior speech. So this was at the WrestleMania 30. It was the first time we've ever seen the Ultimate Warrior on Monday Night Raw or in WWE for a long time. Last time we saw Ultimate Warrior was in the 90s, and then he went to WCW and sunk down with the ship with WCW before he retired. Ultimate Warrior died that night after he died immediately after he left Monday Night Raw. After he walked back that curtain, after an hour or two, he died. And it was very sad to see the Ultimate Warrior die. I mean, the Ultimate Warrior has been a part of WWE World Wrestling Federation and the World Wrestling Entertainment for a long time. He made many moments with The Undertaker, Kamala, Papa Shango. He had one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history with Hulk Hogan. But the Ultimate Warrior speech, I feel like, was him saying goodbye. I feel like he was trying to say, "I'm dying. I hope you guys live life the way the Ultimate Warrior would. Live a full life. Have a free spirit. Live the way the Ultimate Warrior should." And that speech is so moving and emotional. And just to see the Ultimate Warrior was a gift. I mean, to the kids that are watching this, or any teenagers that are just watching Monday Night Raw, I mean, just watching WWE and saying, "Oh, this couldn't get any better." Believe me, I feel the same way about the old roster, along with the new roster, because to you guys look at them like, "Oh, they're old school, they aren't as good as Roman Reigns." If you look at the Ultimate Warrior's career and you look back at the history, without the Ultimate Warrior, without Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, without those names, the WWE wouldn't be the way it is right now. And then you added names that are on the new roster that came from the old roster and are still wrestling. Kane, Chris Jericho, Big Show, The Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar. When you see those legends come back after a long time, it really means a lot to you after you know how much they put to the business and after how much they accomplished in that career. And then to see how they grew up in their lives, how to see they did in other promotions was was just amazing to see the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm really upset that the Ultimate Warrior is dead. I wish he was still alive for the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. I wish he didn't die in 2014 after being inducted into the Hall of Fame and then saying goodbye on Monday Night Raw. But the Ultimate Warrior still lives on through his family, throughout the WWE, and through the WWE Universe, including myself. And the Ultimate Warrior spirit will still run forever. I have to get drinks, I'm sorry. Number 6, Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb off the set. As we all know, Jeff Hardy is the charismatic enigma. He is an extreme daredevil. He is one of the craziest dudes to ever walk into a WWE ring, if you don't count Sabu or Taz or somebody from ECW. Jeff Hardy, I have a Hardy Boy shirt. I don't know where it is. I think it's in my dresser right now. On the back of it, it says, "Fear is only a 4-letter word." I have heard Jeff Hardy say that stuff so many times. And to see him Swanton Bomb 30 feet onto Randy Orton in 2008 before the Royal Rumble match between him and Randy Orton for the WWE title, it was pretty crazy. I mean, Randy Orton was going to punt kick him, Jeff Hardy flipped him over, and he was going to Swanton Bomb on the stage, and then he looked at the Skyflame. And like that was the last time we ever saw a Skyflame, was right after Jeff Hardy Swanton bombed off of it. And then they got a new set, and then the producers were like, "Hey, do you want to try to do something with the set?" And then Jeff Hardy decided, "You know what, we're gonna do that." And to me, that was one of the greatest Jeff Hardy moments of all time, along with the Whisper and Win off the cage against Umaga in 2008. But to me, Jeff Hardy doing that was when I started calling him the Ultimate Daredevil. So we're gonna go down the list from number 11 to number 6 and just rename the ones that we talked about. The Women's Revolution at number 11, Edge's retirement at number 10, the first Raw for number 9, number 8, Ric Flair vs. Mr. Perfect in the Loser Leaves Raw match, number 7, The Ultimate Warrior speech, number 6, Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb off the set, number 5, the DX fake fake together rivalry between Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So Shawn Michaels came back after a really big injury that he sustained in 1998 after a match with The Undertaker and a match with Psycho Sid. He had to be stripped of the WWE title and then became the Triple H era, along with Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind. Shawn Michaels had a really great career throughout then, and then he came back in 2002, and we were all thinking, "Oh, DX is gonna come back," and then we all saw DX shirts, we saw DX stuff go throughout. Hold on, I'm just checking my. Okay. Sorry, I had a notification. Dude Perfect. Real Life Trick Shots 2 just came out. Check it out. Also, Grimm's just uploaded a cringe couple play WWE Watch Your Mouth. It's a little, where they put that little mouthpiece and you try to talk, make sentences. But that rivalry was actually really fantastic if you look at it, and then you had the World Heavyweight title added to it. My favorite match of all between them two was not Bad Blood between them two at Inside the Cell. My favorite match between them two was the not only the 3 stages of hell at Armageddon for the World Heavyweight title, but my favorite match was the Last Man Standing match for the World Heavyweight title at the Royal Rumble in 2004. And then, if you add another person, my favorite match is Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 20, which was the main event, because Chris Benoit won the Royal Rumble. But Triple H and Shawn Michaels had a really great rivalry together, and no matter if they're teaming up or going against each other, they have great chemistry together. They put up several 5-star matches when Shawn Michaels came back, and then Evolution came around, which then became like Batista, Orton, Flair. But it was just originally Triple H and Flair against Shawn, and then came in Randy Orton, and then came in Batista. But the DX rivalry was just amazing to see between Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and then to see go on pay-per-view and main event the shows, to see the backstage brawls, to see the sneak attacks, to see the parking lot brawls, to see the promos and the interviews, to see Evolution grow into what it is, and then Shawn Michaels go apart from it, was just fantastic. And I hope that we get to see something like that sooner or later in somebody else. But until then, we have what we have. Now, number 5. No, not number 5, number 4. Goldberg's debut and return. Now, if you love Goldberg as much as I did in WCW, Goldberg was an undefeated monster for a while. He went 173 matches in a row, not losing, in WCW until he lost to Kevin Nash for the World Heavyweight title because of a taser by Scott Hall. And Goldberg came into WWE by The Rock, and he dominated The Rock in his debut match against The Rock at Backlash in 2003, after Rock just settled his feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Goldberg went after the World Heavyweight title. He won it against Triple H, and then lost it to Triple H a little bit after. His last match was against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20, when Stone Cold was the special guest referee. That match, a lot of people hated. They hated Goldberg's match with Brock Lesnar. They all thought it was boring, but no, it's 2 powerhouses. What did you expect? It's 2 powerhouses. What did you think? It was going to be spear after suplex, spear after suplex, spear after F5, jackhammer. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Goldberg wins! Yay! No, it was going to be a powerhouse. It's probably going to be a slow, steady paced match because they're both kind of like stalemates in the ring. That match wasn't boring to me. That match was actually not bad to me. The worst match was the hair versus hair match between Victoria and Molly Holly. That was the worst match. That was so god awful. But that debut gave me shivers, and then to see Goldberg come back after 12 years, to come back in 2016 and to see Goldberg gave me shivers. He gave me goosebumps. Goldberg is a legend in my mind, and I'm happy that he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Goldberg is a legend, no doubt. Goldberg is one of the greatest he is the greatest WCW superstar of all time. He is one of the greatest that step in that WWE ring. He's the greatest to ever step into a WCW ring. Goldberg is one of my favorites, and he is my favorite from WCW. My my three favorites of all time from WCW were Goldberg, Sting, and there are plenty of them that I wanted, but I'm gonna say I had to say Hollywood Hulk Hogan because that Hogan was actually a really great Hogan. To see a bad Hogan, but Goldberg in my mind is one of the greatest superstars to ever step into a ring. Number 3, the Shield's breakup. I did not see that coming. The Shield were dominant ever since 2012 when they entered the WWE, and they were great, no doubt. There was Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. They were unstoppable. They were brothers in arms. They helped Daniel Bryan keep the WWE World Heavyweight title from Triple H of the Raw after WrestleMania 30. Then they started feuding with Evolution. And the night the Shield broke up, Batista quit. He left WWE. Haven't seen him ever since. He might return tonight. We don't know. We don't know if he might come back in the Rumble. He might come back tonight. He might come back at Mania. He might come back after Mania. He might come back after the Rumble. We never know. But then Triple H came out with a sledgehammer. Rollins came in with a chair. Triple H said, "Oh, you have beaten Plan A, but you'll never beat Plan B." He lifted up the sledgehammer and said, "There's always a Plan B." Dean and Roman took a step forward. Seth Rollins took a step back and hit Roman in the back with the chair. No one saw that coming. The amount of gasp I heard on that episode of Monday Night Raw was so amazing. And see Dean Ambrose's face, like what just happened, it was shocking on my part. I had the same face. I literally looked at it and went, "What is happening?" And then to see Seth Rollins the way he went through now, and to see the Shield back is actually really good. No, so tired. I didn't get that much sleep, but to see the Shield the way they are now, and then waiting for Dean Ambrose to come back after injury is going to be great to see the Shield continue their legacy throughout the WWE. No matter if they're broken up or anything else, or they're just going their separate paths. There's actually a moment, speaking of the Shield, I want to talk about this moment. Roman Reigns, after WrestleMania 33, the night after Roman Reigns retired The Undertaker. Undertaker said goodbye at WrestleMania 33. We never know what's going to happen tonight between him, for him, because he is coming tonight. But, excuse me. But to see what's going to happen tonight is going to be amazing for The Undertaker. But the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 33, Roman Reigns came out in the beginning of the show. I have never, ever have heard someone be booed so badly where people started calling him an asshole. They started saying, "Shut the hell up." I'm saying hell because I don't want to say the F word right now. But it was bad. I have never heard anybody say things so bad. Roman Reigns didn't even talk because every time he kept trying to raise up that mic and talk, everybody kept booing him out of the building. I kind of booed him out of the building as well because I hated to see The Undertaker go away, and I was kind of mad about it. I've kind of forgiven him about it a little bit, but I don't know. We might get something better this year for WrestleMania. I don't know, but it would be a good way to retire The Undertaker if he gets one more match. Maybe win his final match at Mania or lose. If he loses to actually the right guy, then we're good. If he wins, that's awesome. He gets to go out on a high note and say goodbye. For real. Hopefully, if he loses, it goes to this man. This man should have been the one to retire The Undertaker in the first place. John Cena and The Undertaker definitely need to happen. It's like going to be like a passing of the torch of legends, such as John Cena and The Undertaker. Undertaker needs to pass his torch of legendary status to this man. And maybe we might get to see The Rock tonight, but I don't know. The Rock is so busy with movies. It's going to be hard for him to maybe show up. We might get The Rock. We don't know. But if you're watching this, you probably won't be able to see the pre-show, but I'm going to watch the pre-show after I say these two. I'm not going to talk about number 2. I'm just going to say John Cena's number 1 draft pick. That was actually really awesome to see, and it started one of the greatest careers. Still punched. And I actually have the magazine. I don't know where it is right now, but I have the magazine that he covered, that he was the cover on for Monday Night Raws, and it went on that night of John Cena's number 1 of the draft lottery for WWE, and it was one of the greatest moments I thought of draft history, and to see him get traded twice on 2011's draft WWE Draft Edition was actually pretty funny. Number 1, John Cena versus The Rock, 1 year, once in a lifetime announcement. This was the start of the John Cena-The Rock feud and matches, but it was the real starter. I mean, the real starter was when The Rock returned before the Royal Rumble, and he said, it was in February after the Rumble, and it was after John Cena won his chance to fight Miz for the WWE Championship at Mania, and The Rock started talking smack about Miz and John Cena, and then John Cena started trading words back, so did The Rock. And after Mania, when Cena lost to The Miz because of The Rock at Mania for the WWE title, The Rock bottomed John Cena and cost him the match, which kept Miz as WWE champion until after Extreme Rules when John Cena won it. But then The Rock and Cena got on the mic, had a promo. Yes, I will watch the pre-show in just a minute. Just give me 1 second. But and then here, why don't we make history? Not just tonight. How about we do it in a year? John Cena versus The Rock. It was one of the greatest rivalries of old school versus new school. It was a passing of the torch from The Rock side to John Cena. And to see The Rock come in there and then shake John Cena's hand and have the best of the best go against each other at Mania was actually amazing. And then to have it for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29, one of my favorite matches of all time, was just fantastic. And I hope The Rock comes tonight. I hope John Cena makes a big impact tonight, hopefully making John Cena versus The Undertaker for WrestleMania. We never know. But we should have had it last year for WrestleMania 33, but we will probably get it this year for WrestleMania 34. Anyways, that's my video for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 11 Raw moments. Watch the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw tonight at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. Hopefully you guys are watching pre-show right now, as I probably will be uploading this either Tuesday or when I get home after work, or I'm going to be watching it tonight, and I'm probably going to be uploading this tonight as well. So I thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, I will see you later.